Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chilling with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chilling with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough.
Oh, everybody share the stream now.
Oh no, I did not.
Y'all hear that? Be checking the volume on everything. Y'all hear Dallas rapping on my microphone, and I'm trying to make sure. Oh, we got volume. We looking good because I said it before the show started. And I said if I stumble over myself because it's been a while, and 2 weeks for us is a while because we do this show weekly. So for us to actually take some time off and say, you know what, let's not do anything on Wednesday. There was nothing happening, right? We just took some time off, right? And it was nice. It was good to. Life felt different, not podcasting and chatting with these assholes on Wednesday. I did miss that the most important part because, we talk, we have a chat, right? But to actually see each other and talk shit, talk stuff as we do about video games, it's been missed. But I'm happy that we can do this today, man. If you guys hit that like button, helps out a whole lot. Listen, we have a lot coming up. We do have I'm gonna start with this, right? We have a show on the 16th. It's 8 hours long. I know you're hearing 8 hours long. You think I'm not. Listen, we have some of the top gaming journalists, content creators, some of the biggest names in the industry. Our friends are in there. It's going to be an amazing show from top to bottom. I promise you, one of your favorite content creators will be on our show on the 16th. We'll be announcing all the creators that'll be with us soon, along with our partners and stuff soon. So make sure you guys check that out. Not a ton happening in the gaming space, but we will be talking about that good old duty. And also, somebody shut down Concord. Now, some people are unwilling to say who shut down Concord, but I promise you, we're going to let you know who shut down Concord. With all that said, what's going on, people? Fame Entertainment here from LV1Gaming.com. And congratulations, you guys leveled up. This is the Level 1 Gaming Podcast. Thank you guys once again for rocking out with us. Dion78 with the fist bump. I appreciate you coming through. Don's been rocking with us for a very long time, and Don's really good people. Love Don. I'm gonna get going with the introduction so we can jump into figuring out who shut down Concord. First up, my right hand, man, the floor hugger with the hardest of ours. What's going on, sis?
Oh, I've missed y'all. It's been too long. And unlike everybody else, I did dress up as every millennial YouTuber's nightmare, machinima. I got my machinima sports.
I was going to say something about the machinima. I was like, she really machinima out.
I am machinima out. I am a nightmare from a YouTuber's past. So I did dress up. Love y'all. Happy Halloween.
I'm discombobulated now because I didn't expect for this guy to be here. But since he's here, let's go ahead and talk about him, and not in the good way. He is back from his year-long, never mind. If your emails is popping and your DMs is full, that's because communication director level one trying to get a hold of you, baby. Banjo67, what's going on, Chief?
Well, I peeked on the screen and seen it was only a few faces on camera, so I had to come and balance it out a little bit. Yeah, just doing my part. Speaking of parts, there was a part missing from something, but that's for another time. But yeah, gaming backlog barbarians this Sunday.
Yeah, but listen, backyard
against
the Backlog Barbarians is one of our newest shows, and I promise you, if you want to talk about video games and you want to feel ashamed of yourself for how many, are you a game collector or do you play games? Ooh. Because sometimes I can't tell which one I am because I bought Outriders at Walmart for $2 brand new. Why? It'll never go inside of my console. I've already had my time with Outriders. But who gonna pass up Outriders for brand new for $2?
I would have did it too.
I would have bought it.
I would have left it there. No.
I also got Yakuza 7, which I'm about to send to Baron with the my toe.
Oh.
See, here's my copy. That it's already been open, right? But then I saw this for $5, right? And it's the Steelbook one. I got it for $5. I'm sending this to Baron because I was like, I don't need another one, but I couldn't pass it up for $5, so I had to get it. So I'm sending that over to B because that's my man's. That's my man. So I'm gonna send my toe, Joe Rogan.
Oh, he said Joe Rogan. He's like, oh,
I really hit it with the foot of this desk. Hurt my foot.
Yes, baby.
I'm in pain, but listen. But yeah, next up, fresh off of Goods for Games, Dames for Games, one of the hardest working women in the biz who just got a credit on a video game because she works so freaking hard. Des, what's going on, sis?
Yo, I'm excited to be back. It's been a minute. I won't be here next week because I'll be traveling, but I wanted to come back today. And Baron made me feel a little sad about not being on cam today, but it wasn't enough, so I'm still not gonna be on cam. But I'm glad the Baron's here, and yeah, I look wild, y'all. Like lately, it's been crazy. So
Fraggle Rock.
I don't believe you.
I promise.
I believe you.
You did not say Fraggle Rock.
She sure did. She sure did.
Yeah.
Hugger has an old soul, bro. I promise you, she has a very old soul.
But we just can't let her.
Yeah,
she came
my
out
soul
with
has crow's feet.
Not the soul with crow's feet.
Crow's feet, baby.
I'm done.
Next up, Dallaz.
Man, because Baron tried to get me last time.
Oh, I won.
Barry tried to get me last time. Yeah, Barry. Yeah,
No, did
Barry be playing with cheat codes.
Hey, man.
Nah, he was like a little Diddy. He was a little Diddy. And I felt
Wow.
violated. I would have talked to HR if HR wasn't just as debaucherous as the rest of us.
Bro, Hugger. People know Hugger is HR, right? If you ever hear about HR, it's Hugger, and she is the worst HR lady of all time. She, because she's just as bad.
Since my sound is bad right now, I'll leave y'all with two things. Since my sound is bad right now, one, you can't see it, but I'm throwing up a giant middle finger to Baron because he's a jinx, and usually the games I get excited about, are all end up being trash because this man jinxes them beforehand. But because I haven't been talking to him as much, I've been eating real good this year. Every game I care about thus far has lived up to expectations. Shout out to Blacksmith Wukong. Shout out to Dragon Ball Sparking. That being said, like y'all can see, I'm sure y'all can find me on PlayStation, man. If you really want that smoke, until they get crossplay, you can. I'm about that right now. We got these digital hands, and they free fall. That being said, second, I was scrolling and I saw a post that Fame put up with the Last of Us bar, and that reminded me of a nerd bar. So I'm gonna give y'all that. If I can remember it, it was something like hop in the water, I feel like a fish in the tank, bring a deposit and go back to college for knowledge and hope that it lead to the bank. If with the state of the world, if I go back to school, I'm gonna pull up in the tank. If what you heard, I'm a gamer that came from the hood. I'm gonna get Ratchet and Clank.
Somebody writing that down right now.
Somebody gonna publish it.
Bars.
We got a million of those.
And then he's
But-
saying he's stealing.
But I missed y'all, so I had to leave y'all with something.
Appreciate
That being
you,
said,
man.
let's get it.
Last but not least, our brother from another mother, from the Outer Haven.net. Keep what's going on, my boy?
Yo, you lucky I'm here because people have not been able to pull me off of Metaphor ReFantazio. Like, that is my crack right now. I cannot get off that game. I need help.
One of our writers said that game was mid.
I mean, it depends on if you like that kind of gameplay and the story. I think the story is actually really deep if you pay attention to it.
Listen, I can't really get into Persona like that, so I know I'm not gonna get into Metaphor. So
It's not as the music, man. The music is come on, the music.
Cutscene, walk, talking, fight, talk.
I mean,
talk.
RPGs.
But the
RPGs
cutscenes are
aren't for everybody.
fucking beautiful.
Talk.
RPGs aren't for everybody.
You
not
do,
that
you
particular
do
style.
play Yakuza though, fam.
I do, but
That's like you trying to stunt.
That's like Kojima.
Persona different.
I don't like how you trying to stunt like you don't like turn-based combat.
I love turn-based combat. Expedition 33 finna be my zone, but they now spend 45
I cannot
minutes
wait for that
talking
game to
about
drop. They need to stop teasing us.
class.
Just stop teasing us.
When does that one drop?
Next year.
Next year.
But next
I'm
year's
already-
getting
I'm
really
already-
crowded.
At least in the beginning, for damn sure.
I'm calling dibs on the level 1 review code. Listen,
Don't
send out to
worry
the
about
chat. Strolly said, I'm here well in between. Strolly, come carry me. Come carry. Listen, we're going to talk about COD, but I'm going to tell you, I have been loving COD, and I have been busting heads and busting arses until today. When KP, level 1's own KP, decided to bring FaZe and Optic in the lobbies and skill-based matchmaking, made me realize that I am 36. And I couldn't keep up with them boys. I was either going even or negative.
Over there, baby.
That was it.
I was
But
happy
Strolly
to
come
get
carry
20
me.
kills. I was so happy.
Stanley, what's happening with you? Drake, what's happening? Hope y'all feel. Listen, we're gonna get to duty. We're gonna get to duty, but we gotta talk about. Well, let me be so for real right now, right? Because I joke around a lot as a host and I play around a lot, but I want to say this up front because I want to keep it 100% legit. Nothing's funny about people losing their jobs. There's nothing funny
100%.
about studios being shut down. This is our game. We love gaming. Gaming is our hobby, and we want nothing more than for every game to be successful, for every studio to be successful, because we love video games, and it doesn't do us any good for a game to be bad and for a studio to shut down. So, all jokes aside, I want to get that out there. But now I really want to get into it because somebody shut down a studio. There was another studio that got shut down too, but no one cares. No one cares about that, right? Someone shut down a studio here recently, right? And it somewhat made the headlines, but not as much as you would think, as when like Xbox shut down all those Bethesda studios. And I keep saying who shut them down because I'm making a bit of a joke because Jeff Keighley's like is getting hit markered all over the place by people because he made a tweet talking about how Concord was shut down, and everyone's like, "Well, who shut him down?" Right? For a lot of people believe Jeff Keighley has a bias towards PlayStation, right? And I don't know if he's just leaning into it. He may just be leaning into the bias, like because he knows people are saying things about his bias towards PlayStation, right? But yes, it was PlayStation. They did shut down Firewalk Studios. Unfortunately, these people lost their jobs. We knew Concord was shut down a couple of weeks ago, and people got refunded. It was pulled from the shelves. Some people got the most rarest platinum of all time because you can't go back in there and play the game anymore. It was initially thought to be temporarily shut down as they go in and figure out maybe a different model, maybe go free to play. But the studio was still around, and apparently they were going to work on things. That's not the case anymore, as Firewalk Studios has been closed down. We don't know what happened with the talent that was there. I hope everyone lands on their feet. But PlayStation has shut down a studio, which kind of puts us right back into the mode where we've been at, which was studio closure, and you had better not make a bad game. And I'm not saying Concord. I'm not saying Concord was a bad game. Concord had its issues, and I'm not going to completely rehash everything because I figured they could have done some things differently. But I ain't nobody's boss to say, well, you know, this, that, or the third, right? Hindsight of 2020, they could have done some things differently with Concord, right? But it wasn't all-time failure because we're hearing that this game had like a $200 million budget or something of that. It was something astronomical. It was a lot of money, right? And typically when a game is a lot of money is spent on it and it doesn't do great, you know, we don't hear the studio closing down within a day. I mean, within a week, 2 weeks. I think this is almost, at least for me, and the panel, you guys let me know. I don't know of any studio closure happening this fast. This game came out a couple of weeks ago, and it was grand opening, grand closing. B, I want to start with you. Some studio, some company shut down Concord. We don't know who shut them down, but your thoughts on Firewalk walking the old dusty trail?
It really sucks because it was almost like they didn't even have a chance. And because in my head, right, like the money was already spent. I don't know how the business end on that part works, like at all. Post launch of a game, you know what I mean? I don't know what the business looks like after that. Like, is it a smaller team who just keeps things running, or I don't know. But what I will say is it was very strange for how fast they killed the game off to then how fast they closed down the studio. And I don't know if maybe they thought it would, like, nobody would really talk about it, or I mean, then on the other end, right? Do you give the team who lost you, I think it was like $400 million. I could be dramatic, but I think it was $400 million. Please correct me if I'm wrong, somebody.
Well, but it was 200 million confirmed.
Okay, so we'll stick with that.
Yeah.
$200 million. I want to be as accurate as possible. So the confirmed amount of money. If somebody lost me $200 million, they're gone. Like, so, but at the same time, though, they didn't give them an opportunity to even try and turn it around. Like, hey guys, we messed up. Here's your refund, but the game's free to play. Like, they didn't even try anything. I've never seen a game. what game was it where it was the monsters? What was it, like a 4v1 or 5v1?
Oh, day
And you're
before or a day after.
No, it was like full class, but it was like the big monster, like want to be like
yeah, that game
Oh,
lasted
big octopus
longer.
or whatever. Yeah,
Evolve lasted
Anthem is
longer
still
I
than
like
Concord.
Evolve.
No, there was another one from Turtle. God, what was that game from Turtle? What Turtle Rock was it?
No, do you remember GTFO?
Was it Back for Blood? Yeah.
Oh, Back for Blood is still going.
Is it?
But
nah, that game is terrible.
No, it's still, you can still play it though. But this is what I'm saying. Like, I mean, what was the vampire one that we all made fun of? Like, there's just so many examples.
Redfall.
Redfall.
Foam Stars are still going, bro. Foam Stars.
This is
they
what
went free to play, and they're still.
This
going.
is what I'm saying. So that's why I'm wondering, like, you know, it's beginning of the fiscal quarter. You're getting ready to sell the new console. Are you trying to clean the books up? Like, there's so many other things that could be playing with this. And did I expect them to some people to get laid off? For sure, because that's a lot of money to lose. But you didn't even give them a chance to recoup. Like, it wasn't even an opportunity. It was almost like you wanted it to fail. There you go. Long story short, all that talking. It's they did a No Man's Sky with their own title. They pulled a No Man's Sky.
They do the movie thing to where
a
bunch of movies don't come out and they end up just getting shut down and they as a tax write-off.
We've seen it happen in the movie. We've seen it in the movie industry. Like, that played out legitimately. We've seen it like that. That's not a rumor. That happened.
It absolutely
Warner
happened.
Brothers is in trouble for
we
that
don't
right
know
now,
it.
actually.
Yeah. So why is it hard to imagine that? Because let's be honest, it's Sony Entertainment, pretty big. It's more than just games. So it doesn't sound outlandish, but I'm talking a lot, and I'm sorry.
Fine. I think honestly, like, we've come into an era where it's almost okay for these big companies to shut down a studio versus like how it was back in the day. Like, it's just we're going into a new era of how games are being treated and how studios are treating their employees and things like that. And that's what really sucks, because I do think, like, maybe 6 years ago, maybe even 5 years ago, they wouldn't have been super quick to shut down their studio. But now it's just like, oh, it's fine. Everybody's shutting down their studios. What, we lost like this much money? Yeah, just get rid of the whole team. Because honestly, even if the game wasn't that great, there was a lot of talent behind the game. And I didn't play the game, so I don't know if it was great or not. So don't like come at me or anything like that.
Same
it's
here.
Just like what I've been hearing. Like, it shouldn't have been a team, whatever. It should have been something else. I don't know. But like, if you look at like the animation, the art, like all the tech that went into it, like it is a solid game. You know what I mean? So I honestly think we're just in a time where, like, it's easier to shut down a studio than it is to like try to make up that money that you lost. Not only that, you have kind of an idea of how much money a game is going to make when you push it out, right? Like, it's not just like about like if you put it on Steam and wishlist, but like there's a lot of testing that goes with that kind of stuff. And if they put a lot of money into marketing and it didn't pan out the way they wanted to, they didn't see the pre-sales that they thought they were going to see for the game and things like that. Like, a lot of that comes into question as well.
Can I jump in though?
Always.
This is right. Let's go. But this is further pushing me towards they pulled another No Man's Sky. For those who don't know, my reference to No Man's Sky is people forget that No Man's Sky had a state of play. It had its own state of play. It was heavily pushed by PlayStation. It was a PlayStation exclusive. No Man's Sky was touted to be that next thing. And then when it didn't perform in the very beginning, they dropped it and acted, and then it became boo Sean Murray. Like, that was a whole thing. So now rolling it forward.
And
The marketing was not there for this game. They didn't even tell us what kind of game it was going to be until the state of play. There was no clear indication of what we were going to get until was it even a state of play that they showed Concord, or was it
It was one of those. It was a showcase. I think it was state of play though.
Okay, but they didn't even show us what kind of game it was going to be until that point. We had to wait until that state of play to know what we were even thinking of getting into.
What's crazy is if a lot of their money and budget didn't go into marketing the game, it makes
They
you
didn't think.
wonder, like,
Say
when
it.
did they realize? I'm not gonna say it, but y'all know what I'm thinking.
They doomed it. They doomed it.
Because you gotta market your game. You have to market your game. Like, if you don't market your game with all the other games that are coming out, with all the competition, if you don't stand out, then you know what I mean? And everybody is like kind of like these studios and these idiotic publishers. I'm not gonna say who I'm talking about, but are looking for like those sleeper hits. That is the exception, bruh. That is not the norm.
Yep. You know why Expedition 33 is going to do amazing? It's because they're showing it. I see it all day across all social media.
People are going to get that
Gameplay.
game even if it's terrible because of how much
Because of the
marketing.
marketing. Because of the I see ads for that game all the time. I've seen more ads for that game than Call of Duty. I've seen more ads for that game than Metaphor. I'm seeing so many ads. I thought the game was coming out this month. That's how many ads I'm seeing for this game. I've seen more ads than freaking Monster Hunter. Like that, I'm seeing more advertisement for Expedition 33 than I've seen for a lot of games.
I'm going to hold you right there. We're going to see a lot of advertising for Monster Hunter. You just wait, buddy.
Of course.
You want to hear something wild, B? Until you guys started talking about this, never heard of this game because I don't get advertised that game.
Wow.
Oh, you'll.
So I get a
look. Now that we've said it, you're gonna see it now.
I think something that we don't talk about in the US is because they're like, why don't they advertise more? The cost of advertising your game has skyrocketed,
especially in the US.
So like, if you look at how like I'm because I live there, like South Korea, and then like I lived in Japan for a little bit. How they market it is because they keep things at a price where they can market their games, right? Like if you go there, like they have billboards, all kinds of stuff. You know how much it costs to get a billboard in the US? Like nobody is willing, like it's not that they're not willing, it's just a part of it is like, man, I don't want to pay $100,000 to get a 30-second video and like PC Gamer Show. Yeah. Or something like it is incredibly expensive. So just from like working behind the scenes and working with the publisher, and this was just for a like indie publisher, to get a spot with a PC Gamer to get like, I think it was like maybe 2 minutes of time, which they tried to smash as much games into that 2 minutes. That was almost $60,000.
And this is somebody who's in the industry, guys. This isn't just like hearsay. This is literally somebody who was just on every major platform the other day with her own showcase.
Anyways, I'm just saying it's really expensive. If we think, like, if you think, if you think about $60,000 for 2 minutes, imagine trying to get into some of the. Do you guys know how much Jeff Keighley charges people
$400,000
to be in his show? Yeah. Like it's crazy right now
because it's the Super Bowl of gaming.
Yes,
and you know what's crazy? Because remember, this was years ago. Super Bowl, what was it? $1 million an ad, like that, and that was years ago. So when you have the biggest form of entertainment, which is gaming, and then you have the biggest showcase in gaming, that's a premium. Like,
it is. And it's made it even harder because people don't watch cable anymore, right?
Yep.
So like if you're not paying for a streaming service specifically, and like that company like Sony or PlayStation, I mean Sony is PlayStation, but you know what I mean? They don't have a partnership, then you're not going to see those ads, right? And then like they have to keep up, like back in the day, they would just pay for ad space on TV and it would be fine, you know? But now you have to pay for ad space everywhere. And everybody has a cost. You have to pay for ad space on Facebook. You have to pay for ad space on Twitter. Like, and then you have to work out deals with all these different streaming services. Like it is expensive to market a game. And some of these people just don't have the budget. And I think we talked about that a while ago when we were talking about how Xbox doesn't really like push marketing for some of their stuff. And then they came out, I don't know who it was, came out and said like, yo, we just don't have the marketing budget that you think we have just because we're part of Microsoft. Like we don't have that. And that's because it's like, we're thinking hundreds of thousands. It's millions of dollars if you want to get your game in front of like a ton of faces, and that's still not a guarantee that your game is going to do well.
D, I'm gonna swing over to you because I know we talked about this before, right? But to me, and I want to know your thoughts about this. They shut down the Last of Us project before it even had a chance to launch, and then they shut down Concord post launch. Like, would they had this better off? Like the same people who looked at the Last of Us multiplayer and was like, nah, this ain't gonna be no good. Like, was it not the same people that went to Concord and say, you know what, this ain't gonna be no good? Or is it just like it's a budget, like, hey, we spent too much money on it, let's just put it out there and see what happens? Your thoughts on Firewalk being shut down, D? I was talking to myself. I was talking to myself.
I was like, is he not looking?
My God. My God. Well, with that being said, Keith, you got the final word. Your thoughts on Firewalk getting a pooch by PlayStation. PlayStation shut down. PlayStation, Jeff.
I gotta lean back in this one.
Hefe, it was PlayStation who shut down Firewalk. But go ahead.
Honestly, I just think there's just too many variables for this cluster. You got Herman, who is sharing no blame for this at all. It's like, I didn't do anything. We just brought this company in and we had no guidance and we just let them use up however much money they wanted to do and XYZ, whatever. So we're fine. We didn't look at the fact that, you know, this genre that they're going to was already saturated as it is. So there's no reason to do this. We didn't have the marketing. Even the people that you may have tried to use to spread the gospel of this game were like, no, we don't want to because we don't like this game. And then there was like no, what's the word I'm looking for? When you go out and you analyze the game and you compete it against other games and go, maybe it's going to do good against this one. Maybe it's not going to do good against this one. There's a terminology for it. I don't remember what it is, but I'll leave that as it is. Unfortunately, because this game is also a live service game, we already have a bad stigma of live service games not doing well. So it had a whole bunch of things going against it. And at the very end, PlayStation was like, you know what? We spent too much money. We've already tried this before in the past. We made issues with other live service games. We're just not going to waste the time and try and make this a free to play game, which it probably should have been from the get go. Maybe would have did better. So,
but free to play games don't make you the money that you want to make.
Exactly. So there's that.
Yeah, tell that to the first descendant of people who are making.
Well, see, there you go. Microtransactions. There you go.
Microtransactions. See, I want to point out a comment in the chat. Drake, he says, is Herman Host going to go on Kind of Fun and take responsibility for Concord like Phil Spencer did for Redfall?
No,
highly doubtful. There's no way. In a way, I think Phil should have done it to Redfall because he kind of said some things that, like, he was like, yeah, our internal team. I think that's when it came out to Redfall that the internal team was like, yeah, this game's gonna be bad. I'm like, that was
so he had to say something, yeah.
And then Beyond the Grave says, F Herman, F Sony, they are milking fans just for being loyal.
You know, I will add on to that. I will agree to that to an extent because here's the thing, and I'm not here to cause a war, but again, as you may have noticed, when Microsoft does something boneheaded like this, they're being called out, and everybody's got, you know, Xbox needs to stop, they need to go away. PlayStation continues to drop the ball, and okay, sure. You mean sure? How many companies, how many studios have they shut down? How many people have they laid off? And people are going, oh, it's okay because it's Sony. They got our back. PlayStation will do us no bad. I'm sorry.
In the realm of gamers, Keith, a lot of that is because in a lot of people's minds, PlayStation has built up credit. They've built social, like Nintendo has. Again, Nintendo sold you card box.
Yes, I was about to say they literally sold
because
a cardboard
they built so much social credit that they can drop the ball over and over and over again, but the back of people's mind, they're gonna say, you know what, it's okay because I'm about to get Spider-Man 3.
And how dumb does
I'm
that
about
sound?
to get Wolverine.
You look over all the
is.
bad stuff that they've done just because, oh hey, but they're going to give us this, but it doesn't equal out. Oh, they're great. What's fine? Let them keep making mistakes. But Microsoft, in my eye, it's not the best company. They've made a lot of mistakes, but they have made a lot of progress as well. No, we don't care. Screw them. But
yeah, Microsoft does get a bad rap for how much they've pushed gaming forward. I mean, even when you go back, you know, for the old heads, we talk about, you know, party chats, and I mean, yes, they've pushed gaming forward. I think they definitely get a bad rap. I don't think the conversation is fair amongst the two, but I'm letting you know that is 100% the Nintendo can drop the ball
I've already
on the
said
Switch
that.
too.
Oh yeah,
They can drop the ball on the
Nintendo
Switch too, and
can
people
do-
still
Nintendo
gonna
can
go
do no
crazy for
wrong.
the next
Nintendo-
platform. They
even
can't.
though
They can't.
Nintendo has done a lot of bad stuff. As it was mentioned, I say the same thing. If the company can sell you cardboard, there's nothing they can't sell you.
Nintendo also
Nothing.
does not care about the US market the way
Yeah.
that Xbox cares about the US market. Nintendo can sell cardboard and it's cute and they will eat it up as they did.
They sold a damn alarm clock. Oh my
Yeah.
god, I gotta get
And
this
Brad, did you
clock.
see people on Twitter like, I can't wait to get this alarm clock?
Like, it's an alarm clock.
Like everybody ain't been using their phones for the last 30
Yeah.
years, right?
Yeah.
But here's again, I say all of this to say I do believe that the Firewalk thing it lit a fire and then that fire died relatively quickly. It wasn't as much, not that it wasn't coverage, but it wasn't as much relentless coverage had this been Microsoft closed down the studio. And you can say that that's my timeline or a bias on my end. Let's call a fact and a spade, right? Things are not created equally when it comes to PlayStation and Xbox. And a lot of that, yes, it is Xbox's fault. But majority of that is just people having a unbroken bias and love towards PlayStation and Nintendo that they are not necessarily hurt too much about the things that they do. Because again, if you're a Nintendo fan, Nintendo shuts down a studio, which I can't remember last time I heard Nintendo shut down a studio. Well, they own many of their studios, right? People are going to say, you know what? But Mario Kart 9 is about to come out, so I don't care.
I think it depends. I think if they were to shut down Square Enix, you wouldn't hear the end of it. I also think there have been so many studio shutdowns. It's becoming like, okay, here goes another one, right? I just don't think that this studio itself, not to say it didn't produce great work,
but it's not Sony Santa Monica.
It's not big enough for people to just be like outlandishly upset. It's just like, damn.
But neither were the Bethesda studios, in my opinion.
I don't know about. Japan Studio was a massive company, and rest in peace to Japan Studio.
Yeah.
I
don't think Arcane Austin was a big studio. I don't think was it Road Dog, something like that. I don't think it was, but it was, and it was a major deal. Like it ran the news cycle for weeks.
Arcane, I also think people attributed Arcane, and this is going to sound crazy, but like
they mixed it up with Leon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
100%.
So I think I do think I think it's really sad that like this happened, but also like we've already mentioned, Concord wasn't even out long enough for people to get super into it, for people to get super attached to it. You know what I mean?
They weren't given a real chance.
It wasn't given a real chance. So when the studio closed down, like it's sad. Like more people are talking about it who are in the industry than people are talking about it who are out of the industry. But again, I think it's become that point where it's like every time we turn around, another studio has shut down. And so it's, what's that word when like you're just like used to something happening so often, you kind of become numb to it? Yes. It's not surprising anymore. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's just like expected almost.
Sad, but honestly true. And this is kind of why I'm not, and I know I got to switch topics here soon, but how people are like, oh, I hate gaming consolidation. And yes, this was a PlayStation studio, just like the Xbox studios from Bethesda. But man, when you hear about other studios, like for Ninja Theory, from everything we saw and everything we knew, we're on the verge of shutting down. And Microsoft went and bought them up, right? I think consolidation can be a great thing. it just sucked. This was a first party studio. This was a first party studio that didn't get a chance to at least fix their issues. I think Sony looked at it and was like, yeah, we've lost too much money on this. There's nothing we can do about this, and shut them down. I love what Microsoft did with give me the game, the music game that they just sold off. It came out last year, really good game.
It was
They
the
sold
one
it
that
off.
almost won Game of the Year.
Yeah, they want a stealth drop,
Hi-Fi
like
Rush.
Hi-Fi Rush.
Hi-Fi Rush. Instead of shutting them down, who wants to buy it? And
That's
somebody
what it should
bought the
be.
studio and the game.
I think that's
Right?
because that game did so well, though. Like, it got so much press. People
Yeah.
absolutely loved it. They didn't, and if that game didn't get the press and the excitement that it got, and it did so well, I think that quietly would have been shut down, and we wouldn't hear any more about Hi-Fi Rush. But it was
And
a
it's
sleeper hit.
And
See,
I'll
the-
never understand that decision for Microsoft.
See, the problem with that is, even if it wasn't Hi-Fi Rush, the studio was a high-profile studio. It was Tango Gameworks. It was the
high-profile studio
that was going to get them into the
but
Japanese market.
They didn't even get the IPs. I don't want to hang too much on this, but it's crazy because whoever bought them, whoever it was it 10? Somebody bought them.
Crafton.
It was Tencent.
Crafton.
Yeah, Crafton's part of
Crafton.
Tencent.
Oh, I thought it was Tencent.
Okay, yeah.
They're a subsidiary. Blah blah blah.
Oh, okay.
All they got was the studio and Hi-Fi Rush. They didn't get what are the scary games? They Evil Within.
Tokyo and Evil Within.
No, they didn't get none of that. All they got was Hi-Fi Rush.
There you go. Thanks. Bye. Thanks for the money. Bye.
If you guys are watching, so please do me a favor, hit that like button. I do want to switch it up. I want to talk about Duty. I hate that Baron's gone now because that's what I've been running Duty with, like Duty. And mind you, I haven't played COD like this since Black Ops 2. I haven't been playing the First Descendant because I came home today to play the First Descendant and I saw Baron on COD and I jumped on COD, right? I haven't played this much Call of Duty in a very long time, right? So it come out today that this Call of Duty Black Ops 6, most players ever, number one in total players, hours played, total matches. It has just been going absolutely bananas. Charlie Intel, if you guys, I don't know if you guys follow the Charlie Intel page, they do a whole lot of Call of Duty stuff. It says Microsoft CEO says Black Ops 6 is the biggest Call of Duty release ever. Black Ops 6 set records for a number of players on launch day and the amount of new Game Pass subscribers in a single day. Right? Set records for the amount of new Game Pass subscribers in a single day. Microsoft CEO says the sales on PlayStation and Steam are up 60% compared to Modern Warfare 3. Right? Now, on a single, a lot of concern about Call of Duty was, it's on Game Pass. It's going to do bad because it's on Game Pass. Well, PlayStation doesn't have Game Pass. It's up 60%. Steam is Steam, but there's also Game Pass for PC. Didn't affect Steam, up 60%. And I had been tracking, because I'm not a tracker. I've been looking at Amazon because a lot of people use Amazon as far as like, hey, let's see how stuff is going, right? Movers and shakers are a big thing to look at on Amazon, right? I looked at the top selling, and I looked at movers and shakers almost every day for a week leading up to the Call of Duty's release, right? And I was screenshotting and posting these things on Twitter. And every day you will look at the top 5, you will see either a physical copy for PlayStation or Game Pass.
Yep.
All right, and then the movers and shakers, it would go Game Pass would go from 265 to 4. Right? We talking 200% gains for Game Pass, right? And when moment I saw that, I knew for a fact this is about to go crazy. I think Black Ops 6 is going to do everything Xbox had hoped it would do in terms of moving the needle when it comes to Game Pass, right? And this is fresh off of getting the news about their fiscal earnings for Q1, right? And this, if I'm not mistaken, how fiscal quarter, this is not going to include Call of Duty stuff, right? So with that next fiscal earnings is going to look crazy, right? So the Windows and device revenue is up 2%, gaming revenue is up 43%, Xbox content plus service revenue is up 61%. Xbox hardware, however, is down 29%. What does this tell you? The things we've been saying for a long time. It's about Game Pass when it comes to Xbox. They're not pushing a console. A lot of people aren't buying more Xboxes. I think the people who have Xboxes. They're either waiting for the next one or they're also playing on PC and PlayStation. But Game Pass is the move. I said the generation after next will be the last hardware generation for Microsoft. I'm hoping the next hardware they put out is a handheld. I think it would do gangbusters if they had a ROG Ally type of handheld console. But back to Call of Duty. It's going crazy. The biggest COD release ever. And it's not even go ahead, I'm sorry.
Why did people think it wasn't going to do well on Xbox Game Pass? Like, to me,
Because
that
of Game
sounds...
Pass fodder.
Yeah,
That's what they call it.
Oh my god.
and
Shut up.
because
not
Activision-
you, but I'm just like,
yeah.
are you serious? Like,
That's
it's
that and
cheaper.
because
It's cheaper on
that and
if
because
you-
Activision is owned by Xbox, and because it's Xbox, we don't Xbox to do well.
Okay.
And
So all,
this is
like,
where
just dump
Xbox was
it.
brilliant because days before they took that $1 deal away.
Yep.
Right, it had been like
You're like,
$1
why?
deal was there because mind you, I hadn't been subscribed to Game Pass for at least 2 months, 3 months, right? So I kept seeing on my dashboard, subscribe to Game Pass for $1, right? And they took it away right before Call of Duty, and because obviously, right, they don't want people getting Call of Duty for a month and then beating the story and everything, because you can beat that story, pretty quickly. Even though I haven't played it yet, I heard it was fantastic. But
It's amazing.
I think this is everything Microsoft had hoped it would be as far as why they went out and bought. Because let's not fool you. As I understand, Candy Crush is a big deal. Let's not play games here. Call of Duty was the big prize here. Yes, I understand King, what they do for Candy Crush, and I get it. They make billions of dollars. I get it. Call of Duty was the prize. Microsoft said out there tomorrow, their number one thing was mobile. And I sort of believe them. But Call of Duty was the prize. And because of what it is, which is the game that will move Game Pass, because a lot of people say, I have PlayStation and PC. I have PlayStation and PC. You going to spend $70? Or you going to play it on Game Pass? Get a 3-month Game Pass? Let's say for people who just... let's say when they got Call of Duty, because in the Amazon movie check, it was the 1 month and the 3 month that were being sold like crazy on Amazon, right? Let's say about a 3 month. Not only are you getting Call of Duty, you getting all the games behind it, and what else are you getting in 2 months? You getting Indiana Jones.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You are absolute. This. I know Phil got to be laying in his bed on his stomach, clicking his feet together. Happy because this is exactly what Xbox wanted. This is exactly what they wanted, and people wanted to deny, say, "Oh, it's not going to be good." Death to Call of Duty, it's over with now. But this is proven number one. COD is still number one.
I think you missed something in terms of the best sellers. Now you already have the Call of Duty physical copy, and you have the Game Pass, right?
Mm-hmm.
What else sold well? Xbox controllers.
I mean, all you need is
Fire
the controller,
TV
Fire
sticks
stick,
sold well.
and a TV.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody won. Everybody ate.
I told you, consoles are not going to be a thing.
And I don't think
I got a Fire TV stick. Hook it up to my TV. I'm good to go. Done.
I don't think people realize how vital a service like Game Pass is. Let's be honest, we're all a little poor these days. Here, for me, the base edition is $90. I can't afford that for every game that comes out. So Game Pass is the only way I'm playing some of these games.
And they know that. That's so smart. That's so smart. Because, listen, I bet you they were sitting in their little round table, whatever, square, and they were like, yo, prices are going up on these games.
She said her square.
How are we going to combat that? Oh, let's just put everything on Game Pass.
It's that image
way
right
we ain't
there,
even got
the
to worry
people in the
about
room.
it.
But instead of throwing it out the window, they praise them.
And they already told you don't own your stuff. So
You don't. And that's what I'm scared about
Joneses.
that. I really don't. I mean, like, I'm glad they're saying it, but that makes me nervous because that makes me feel like at any time now they can just take things away, which they could have before, but there would have been a lot more anger and uproar.
It's like they're trying
about
to
it.
get us ready for
and it's
it.
like they're trying to like set us up. You know what I mean? Like
that's girl.
You know,
yes.
You know the best part about this whole Call of Duty being great. Number one, I like the fact that it's a good game. Right? All jokes aside, it's good. Like the multiplayer is addicting. The maps could be a little better, but it's really good. It feels great, right? But nobody lost in this, right? I think the only people who lost in this is the fanboys, right? Because I'm not playing Call of Duty ever again. I see y'all playing over there on PlayStation.
What?
I see you playing over there.
Yeah.
You're up 60%.
Yeah.
You're up 60% sales for Modern Warfare 3, my PlayStation brethren, who said that they would never support Call of Duty anymore because my Xbox bought them, right? Yes, you did. But here's the thing. All console war aside, nobody lost in this. PlayStation still got Call of Duty. They still got they still got it for their fan base. The money they would have made on it, they made on it. Just they got to give the bigger piece, the 70% instead of giving it to Activision. You got to write that check to Big Phil. That's the only difference. Xbox, you get to have your fan base because some people still bought the game on Xbox. Let's not act like it was 0% of the fan base who bought the game on Xbox. Some people bought it, but a lot of people are now in the Xbox Game Pass. And what does that do? Wait a minute, this is in Game Pass.
That's in Game Pass.
I've been wanting to play Sifu. I've been
sign up today before the show because she was watching everybody play COD.
See.
Nobody lost in this except for the people who are hurt that Xbox owns Call of Duty.
And those people are still going to play it. And they're still going to play it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can only be butthurt for so long. FOMO is a thing. You're going to go, all right, I need to play it.
The game community is. They know how fickle the game community is.
I mean, it's the same community that said they was going to cancel and not play Call of Duty no more. And it's the biggest COD ever.
I wonder how that happened.
It's the biggest COD. And, I'm happy because I think, in my opinion, the gaming industry needs Call of Duty to be good.
Oh, yeah.
To me, it's like the NFL. As much as people rag on the Cowboys.
Time out.
Let me finish my point. Hold on. Let me finish it. Because you gotta keep it up. You gotta keep it a buck. No matter how much you hate them, and I hate them right now too, even though they're my team. They're the number one team in. They're the number one known brand in sports. They're outgrossing soccer teams, right? When it comes to baseball, they got the Dodgers and the Yankees in the World Series. That's good for baseball. In basketball, if the Lakers and Celtics are good, that's good for basketball, right?
It's just the brand. Yeah, it's the brand.
So as much as the Cowboys suck, and I love them and I hate them, if they were in the Super Bowl, you don't think they'll be the highest watched Super Bowl of all time after 20-something years? Let's keep it a bean. Call of Duty needs to be great. And the good thing about this is not only is it an amazing game, so many more people have access to it because the barrier for entry has dropped dramatically.
Yeah.
And so that's why they see numbers of most people, because people who couldn't afford COD day one, like, yo, I can go get a month of Game Pass, 3 months of Game Pass, and pay $30, $15 instead of paying $70. And guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna see this. You know what? This is a hell of a deal because not only am I gonna get COD, if I want to now, I can go spend the $30 for the Vault Edition if I feel left out. I still didn't pay $70.
True.
COD needed to be amazing. For the game industry needed this. I know it may sound weird. We needed COD to be good because it had been declining while still selling really well. Now it's doing well, and it's a good game. This is a W for gamers.
True.
Ran over. Sorry.
Nah, you went off, man. I mean, I can't say too much. I'm over here sitting with 21-17, top of the tables. It's understandable.
That's because KP not in your lobby making you play against FaZe.
Hey, man, look, it feels so good.
It feels good to kill people again, don't it?
Yeah, it does,
I like
man.
beating up on
digital murder is awesome.
It is.
Oh my God,
that's a slogan. Digital murder is awesome. There we go.
But as we go around the pen, you guys jump in it. Your thoughts on Call of Duty? COD is back, baby. Your thoughts on Black Ops 6?
Hell yeah, baby.
I'm excited
I haven't played COD since Ghost.
Damn. You're in for a treat.
I haven't played online yet. I don't want to yet.
I'll find it.
I've never played Call of Duty. But I am very excited. Never.
Not even the campaigns? Not even zombies? I can see you playing zombies.
I can
maybe.
See
I don't know. I hate zombies. I don't know if that means that there's zombies in the game. I seriously don't know a lot about COD because that's just not the type of game I play. But I am excited that it's like revitalizing you guys and like the people who really enjoy games. And I love that like it's going to be an entryway for other people to come in and play games. I'm just really bad at FPS. My reaction time is not good enough. Which I'm really good at Fortnite, but I think Fortnite is just super easy.
In comparison, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, it may be hard, but yeah, that's
I
what
think
I'm
you're
saying.
fine.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
I ain't cursed nobody out yet in COD. I've been saying really nice things about people. Gaming Addict, we actually ready to wrap
Our
up, my
bro
boy.
reverse
After the
trolling.
last 9 minutes, you're more than welcome. Oh, wait a minute. Addict say he want to vent. Hold on. Let's get Addict. Let's get Addict up. And Addict, I believe you're in our
Does anybody have
Discord, right?
any Halloween movies to suggest while we wait for Attic?
Yeah, Halloween Town.
Addict in our Discord.
We should have dressed up, and I didn't think about that.
Addict.
Oh well.
Oh,
there
yeah,
he is.
huh?
The
Make sure you guys
Everybody
go
go
check out.
watch.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
Addict,
yeah,
you
we
can
should
just jump
keep
in,
it.
bro.
Make
You're
sure you
in
guys
our podcast
go
channel.
check out the Dames for Games, Goals for Games cell. We have a bunch of games on there if you're
Yeah,
interested.
can we please take a moment to acknowledge the fact that somebody on this panel has a whole fucking Steam page?
Hello?
That was pretty surreal. That was
Uh-oh.
pretty surreal.
You guys hear me?
Yep.
And
What's
we
going
got
on, man?
Hey.
Addict. Addict say he want to get something off his chest.
So obviously I don't know if you guys talking about the Xbox numbers today? The hardware being down.
Right now.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe, and I'm streaming right now, just so you guys know. You wouldn't believe the amount of people that's attacking me
Are you
just
serious?
because I said, because here's the thing. For some reason, this whole industry is convinced that if those sales never pick up, Microsoft's just going to continue to let that rock. And like they're going to always support the hardware. Like doesn't matter what it sells.
No.
Always just going to support the hardware.
These are the same
Look at
people who got out of the HoloLens when the HoloLens would be amazing right now. It was amazing in concept.
And Windows Phone.
Yeah, the Windows Phone. Like
And Mixer.
Bro.
Yeah.
And Zoom.
All of these things were amazing. They were everything we just listed was amazing, and they killed them with no pressure.
And people are like, oh, like they really like these are the people that will lay off thousands and thousands of people just to hit a quarterly profit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Consoles for them are done.
Yeah.
And you want me to believe with a straight thought, a straight face, that if next gen they sell 2 million the whole year of year one, that they're just gonna let that rock?
No. Think about
that's controversial.
No,
they're business.
Think about the money they're going to save on R&D. You don't have to research any type of console anymore. You don't have to.
Yeah, because they don't have to. They have other avenues. They've been setting up their plan for a long time. Plus, what people seem to forget is, like somebody just said, it is a business. It is a business. They are here to make money. They're not here to be your friend.
Also,
someone in your chat made a good point. So someone in your chat made a good point. They literally got rid of the Kinect when it was no longer part of their routine anymore.
Yeah.
And you got these Xbox people in my chat comment section saying, Addict, why are you just doom and glooming? I didn't make the news.
Yeah, that's not doom and gloom. That's reasonable.
I didn't do the news. It's not my fault the news is there.
I mean, when they partnered up with the Fire Stick, that told me. Remember, I joked about it. I was like,
look at that.
Yeah. Remember my joke? I was like, oh, bro, a controller, 3 months of Game Pass, and a Fire Stick? That's going to be the ultimate Christmas bundle.
And that's exactly what they put together.
That's exactly what they put together.
This holiday season, that's what you're going to see a lot. You're going to see Fire Sticks with Game Pass.
Bro, it's going to be crazy.
I feel like 6 months to a year from now, we're going to be saying the same thing. Because I feel like we've already said it like multiple times. Like they're stepping away from consoles. You can tell that they're stepping away from consoles. There have been so many opportunities where they could have made like big bucks just with like the consoles that they made based off of the partnerships with like Barbie and like I'm so upset about that, and I will be upset about that until the day I die.
And the crazy part is like they'll sit there and they'll be like, "Well, addict, they're not doing that." But it's like, okay, then why are we seeing like leaked emails and stuff where they're complaining about the hardware sales? They're definitely not happy about the hardware sales.
Wait,
I mean,
wait,
no
why do
company's
I
gonna be
need a
happy about
leaked
being
email
down.
when everything is up but one aspect of your company? What do you usually do? Get rid of that part of the company.
Can I play
Yeah.
devil's advocate for a second? Let me just do this
Go
for
ahead.
a second because I do want to do this. Yes, your hardware sales are down. As we all said, you made plans and you've been branching out. You can get your stuff on PC. You can get some of your games now on PlayStation. You can get your stuff on Fire TV sticks. It's like they know what they're doing. The problem is the gamers aren't paying attention to what exactly is happening. They know that, hey, consoles are not the end all be all. A lot of people have been saying this for years. Consoles will eventually go away. They're not going to be what they are right now. They've been losing steam for a very long time. They're getting more expensive. Do you want to roll up and pay $800 for an Xbox or PlayStation? We ain't got the money. We ain't got the economy. If inflation's a mofo, people are losing their jobs. We got better things to pay for than a console.
I feel you on that, but this is also the same company that said they knew what they were doing with Mixer. Knew what they were doing with Windows
you know what?
12.
You got me on that.
They
one.
do with the way
that pissed me off so much. That
they're
made me
always
so mad.
online with the Xbox One. Like this company has done nothing but step on rake after rake after rake, and then you want me to, with a straight face, tell me to believe, to trust the direction that the company's going.
Oh no, nobody should trust them. No,
I'm not referring to
you.
you.
As a consumer should never be trusting a corporate company. Like,
No.
just straight up.
No, that right there.
That part is.
Because it's not about
just
you as
earlier.
a.
You said
I don't know.
it's not Xbox anymore. It's Microsoft.
Oh yeah, it's Microsoft.
Microsoft
It's not
Gaming.
Xbox, and I think a lot of people confuse it with that. I also think the people who are coming at you are people who are like deeply entrenched in "I love Xbox." They're not worried about you. They've already got you.
I'm gonna be honest. This is my hot take, and I've said it a few times. When the Xbox as we knew it died the day that they asked Microsoft for the 40 bill to get Activision. When the moment that happened, now think about it. We stopped seeing Phil.
Bill.
Oh, 70. I'm so sorry. We stopped seeing Phil and we started seeing Satya.
A lot more.
A lot immediately. Once when I turn on CNN and I don't see Phil Spencer talking and I see Satya talking about Xbox directly as the head of, like at that point in time, that let me know what we were walking into. 100%. I was like, oh, the game changed. Oh, the game changed.
Yeah. Phil and them are just PR now. Because like Phil's everybody's gamer dad.
Yep.
And so they know when to use Phil. But like honestly, when they decided, and this has probably been like, obviously it's been like long in the works. When they did buy that, like that should have let everybody know that they're transitioning to moving things online, because that's what Activision and Blizzard is known for. Their games are known for being online. So like, and guys, that's just how life fucking works. Like we are moving. We are transitioning. Everything changes after a while. Like obviously consoles were not going to be the thing forever. And I just wish people would stop crying about it. Like, you still get to play games.
But my console, I need it.
Right, it's about to be a paperweight.
Like Ender in the chat. I'm worried about maintaining access to my library. I want access to my games. I don't care where I'm gonna play them.
That's what I told you.
I want access
earlier.
to my games.
When they started saying you have the license to play the game and you don't own it, which we've all known for a while.
They've been saying it.
That's what I told you. That's going to be a whole conversation at some point where they just take games. People are going to be upset, and we're going to be like, they've been telling us. We just have
even more so why you're not getting a hard drive in your next PS6 Xbox. You're not getting a hard, not even optional.
It's all going to be streaming.
And I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this. The reason my comment section is a cesspool is because too many people are acting like they're not going to do that.
Oh, they're going to do that. They're already doing it.
Too many people.
How many?
Too many people.
Ask your chat to raise their hand if they had to use a screwdriver to expand their memory on their PlayStation, on their console. They had to use a screwdriver.
Too many people in these communities will sit there and like for instance, like I get like complained a lot because I make like, you know, I do make content that's not favored towards Xbox. You know, I talk about it. So, but if I'm like one of the only people in the direct community doing it, I look like a doom and gloom because everyone practices toxic positivity so much. So if I'm one of the only people doing it, Addict, why don't you be like your fellow people and just only, you know, we're going to talk about only positive, or we're going to talk about negative stuff, but we're going to twist it in a positive way.
Nah, son. Nobody got time for that.
Nah.
At all. I much rather my content creators just be honest. But you know, let's keep it a buck, and we don't drop names on the show, right? Let's keep it a buck. A lot of people, their positivity stems from like, hey, I'm getting something, and I don't want to stop getting things, right? Let's just keep it a buck, because if you're negative towards a platform, are they going to send you their newest, latest, and greatest? They're not going to.
I guess that's
People
why
want to keep their free stuff. People
You know
want to
what's
keep
great?
their free stuff.
If you go ahead and get Xbox Game Pass, you could just go ahead and access some of those games anyways, because it'll all be part of the package. So
Well, they gotta have that
They
one
wanna
up.
get it
They gotta
early.
say, hey,
Yeah.
oh look, I got this
I wanna
early.
get it
Or
early.
look, I got this console. I didn't have to pay for it. You did.
yeah.
The thing is though, is getting it early is everything sometimes. Like it is the difference between your video you're capping out or going viral. Like getting it early. People don't understand how much this industry pretty much chooses who succeeds and who doesn't succeed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And a lot of people are wondering why they're not at the level of other people, and it's not because they're not putting in the work. I just want that to sink in. It's not because you're not putting in the work.
Well, it's because sometimes there's no amount of work that you can do that's not going to put you in a position to get the opportunities and stuff that other people have. It's because they were given those opportunities and they were able to use those to get where they need to be.
He said it twice.
Yep.
Opportunities.
It takes somebody who's there sometimes.
Somebody has to say yes. Somebody has to say
button
yes.
for me.
Somebody has to say yes and open the door, because you can be knocking, but if nobody's there to hear the knock, the door's never going to.
And unfortunately, sometimes like people say, well, you know, make this type of content, make that kind of type of content. Like the industry, the developers, the publishers, well, mainly the publishers, they'll come out openly and say, well, we are not for clickbait title. We're not for negative stuff. But the only people they're rewarding is the people using those tactics to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's because they're already established, which sucks. Yeah, which absolutely sucks.
Oh, God.
I don't know. You almost have to like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will say this as you get ready to get up out of here. I think, you know, I use, cause I don't speak for others. I make it a point not to speak for others. I can only speak for myself and speak for Level 1. I think a lot of times we are walking proof of the things that we say, because we've had to scratch claw for everything that we've had, right? And we're fortunate enough to, like, we get shout out to people like Lord Addict who's built an amazing platform to download. Like we're fortunate enough to get that, right? But a lot of stuff that we like, people ask all the time, like, how y'all able to do that? Like y'all like, yeah. It's not glamorous. Our feet hurt, our hands hurt, we're muddy, we're dirty. We're not gifted things, but everything we've been able to do, every press pass we've been able to get, every review copy we've been able to get, AAA, indie, because we've had to bust our ass and grind every single day for it, and with no promo. Again, shout out to the people who throw us, you know, a retweet, a like, a raid. Shout out to y'all, man, because that's love and that's super appreciated. But on the grand scheme of how things are in the content creator space, we're having to fight every day. Me and Baron emails are maxed out, right? I gotta go in and expand our email stores, right? But everything we're due is we're having to fight for, and I feel like, you know, if we don't post every day or every week, we lose the momentum that we built towards, right? And that's just because we have to fight and scratch and claw. But even with that being said, I love seeing Drake Williams in the chat every week. Yep. I love seeing Don in the chat every week, Nisa in the chat every single week, right? Absolutely love it. And I love seeing new people. Beyond D Gates, he brand new. Love seeing them in there. Ender every week, man. I love seeing that, and it makes the grind worth it. But I promise you, I'd be lying if I told you that sometimes, bro, I wish the people in that spot would throw us a fucking bone. I'd be lying if I said that I'm not waiting for somebody to say, you know what, for the people that are always telling me that work, to say, you know what, you've worked enough. Let me open this door for you. I'd be lying through my teeth if I said I wasn't ready for that.
It's exhausting. I just posted something on LinkedIn about like just having to have that grind mentality and just not being able to keep up with it anymore. You know, and I know you guys are
I've
like,
been there
yes,
for
we
a
see you
minute.
on IGN, we see you're doing this, we're doing that, but y'all, I'm fucking tired.
And Dez,
Girl, I'm
you
burnt
just
out.
had
Who has a
freaking
Steam page?
showcase.
Dez has a whole Steam page right now. There's a whole Steam page dedicated to the organization that's Dez heads and owns. Get out of here, bro. Like it.
Listen, I got nothing but love for Dez, right? And I want to see Dez thrive because she truly bust her ass. We
All
have an
the
event
time.
coming up on the 16th. And some of the stuff you guys are going to see is from Dez. It's from her creative mind, right? She has credits in a video game.
Video games.
Right?
Big S.
Yes. I want to make sure I took this block just to give you your flowers. And I want to let you know, remind you how much we appreciate you at level 1 for the stuff that you've done even before. And I'm not even talking about the stuff you've done even before we got the LLC and stuff. The stuff that you've done for us, and the love that you've shown us, and the opportunities that you've helped place in front of us. I got nothing but love for you, and thank you for that. And also, I'm super proud of the work you're doing for Danes for Games. Right? You had a freaking showcase, right?
Your
You have a
third
freaking
one, right?
Steam page.
That was your third showcase, right?
Third or fourth?
She don't even remember.
Yeah. But listen, I open I do what I do because it's important, and the reason why I work so hard is because even the people in the chat, like you guys are important. Like all of us, like I think the industry forgets that even just the casual gamer, even the person who doesn't want to be in the industry is just as important as the people who are in the industry. And so like I'm constantly grinding because I want somebody to do that shit for me. Do you know what I'm saying? And so like if I can open a door for any of you, even the people who are listening, if I can open a door for you, I'm going to open that door for you because I want us all to succeed. And like Issa Rae said, I'm just wanting the Black people to win. And you know, like everybody else can too, but first and foremost, I'm looking out for the culture of my people.
And there you
And
go.
that's the way I've always been, you know, because we just had so much shit put on us. And you can see it. You could see it in the industry where you have all this talent and you don't see all of our faces there. And I don't mean my face in particular. I mean just you don't see enough diversity. You don't see enough representation. And I'm tired of it. So if I can
louder,
do something
please.
in
Louder.
this industry to open the door so more of us are part of it, then I'm going to do that. So I really appreciate the flowers, but you guys deserve it just as much as I do. And it makes no fucking sense why you're not up there. Why Baron's not on IGN?
Huh?
You know what I mean? Why Fame is not.
Why
Fame doesn't have his own show on IGN? You know what I'm saying? Why Hugger isn't like hired by IGN remotely and doing shit for them? Like why Dallas isn't making beats for video games that are being shipped? It doesn't make sense.
There's people in the positions of those look out for their friends first.
Yes. And that's what I'm doing.
Attic is spitting facts.
Man, this man.
Attic is
You did all
spitting
this.
facts.
I hear you. You did this. I see you.
Yep.
Speaking of, you brought up we might have some awesome things music wise for an not so secret event we got coming up on the 16th. That shout out to Baron for pulling some strings and working with people who've won, you know, awards. It's gonna be pretty cool. But we do got to end the show.
Oh yeah, huh?
Got to end it. We got to go. Listen, Attic, my boy, Lord Attic, I appreciate you coming through. I wish we could have got you in here earlier, my boy, but the fact that you came through and you want to come on here, man, that's much love. You are always welcome to come on here and rant anytime, my boy.
Right now, I'm getting roasted in my comment section. Oh, Attic to get all because I said, yo, I'm concerned what's going to happen to the consoles if this continues the retroclone that's going now. But apparently, everyone feels like Microsoft's a charity, and they be laying massive amounts of people out every year, and I guess that they're cool with just continuously supporting a brand that's not selling anymore. So
yeah, losing money all the time. No biggie.
Listen, much love to you anyway, because you got every right to be concerned. Keith, thank you for coming through, man. Make sure you guys check out the outerhaven.net. Listen, I don't have it on, and Baron's going to kill me for it because I'm supposed to have it on all the time, right? If you are in need of a great quality wired headset, check out this headset. It is the Aviga headset. Link is in the description down below. Get 10% off and free shipping. Please check out this headset. I promise you, not gonna be disappointed. And everything has to be wireless, baby. Sometimes that wired headphone does exactly what you need it to do. And this for $60. Well, you get 10% off if you use promo code LV1 Game. Listen, we're gonna get up out of here. The link is in the chat. It's in the description as well. We're gonna get up out of here, man. Don't forget Sunday, Backlog Barbarians is back. Baron's gonna continue to lie to you, say he beat these games, but he really just add more games to his backlog.
First off, I tell nothing but the truth. I told the truth about how I've never beaten the Super Mario Brothers.
You did, and I put that on. I put that on TikTok
and liberated a wave of people. I am not alone out there.
I've never
people have been stitching it. See, welcome. You are home. You are with your people.
I never beat the original Mario game.
Remember who you are.
The original Mario game was hard, bro.
Yeah,
especially when you're 6.
Oh, I wasn't 6.
Listen, I'm gonna get we're gonna stop the show because we over our time. Listen, with all that being said, make sure you guys check out Backlog Barbarians this Sunday. What time, B?
7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
There you go. If you hadn't already, hit that like button. It's free $99. It doesn't cost you a dime to hit that like button. Also, it's free to subscribe to the channel. This ain't Twitch. But if you want to support us another way, please consider becoming a channel member. You guys get some extra perks and extra video and stuff like that, other stuff that's going on behind the scenes. We have an amazing show coming up on the 16th. I can't wait to talk to you guys more about. So make sure you guys stay tuned, locked in on Twitter and on Blue Sky, because we're going to be talking about that here fairly shortly. With all that being said, congratulations. You guys leveled up. This is Level 1 Gaming Podcast. Hit the damn like button. And we're out.
Yes, do that.
Peace. Onions.